Okay, well, hello and welcome to Psych 2 Statistical Methods for the Social Sciences. My name is Billy Holpen and I'm your guide and teacher, I guess, for this class. There's a little bit about me everywhere, but I've been doing this class now for 6, 7, or 8 years. But it's ever evolving, right? And so I want to first put that out. There's changes coming all the time and try to make it better. But right now, this morning, I'm just here to welcome you and to walk you through like the setup of the class. Like, how do you maneuver everything in Canvas? Where do you find everything? How things work, right? So this is how my class is developed. Obviously, you got here somehow. So either the link to the welcome letter or some other method, I guess. I'm assuming mostly it's that. But we're going to talk about all the links. All right. So obviously, this is the home page for the class, right? So hopefully you're in the right place. Like 2, section 32,870, right? So this is it. So like I said, this is the home page. Obviously, I hope you're familiar with Canvas. Obviously, this is where all your pieces are. Down here, I have a button that takes you to the syllabus, which we're going to walk through. And so that's not a problem. And then this button actually takes you to the lectures. It took you to this lecture, maybe, if this is how you got here, but otherwise, this will take you to the videos and the lectures, right? So that's how it's happening. So this is a very fast-moving class. You guys decided to take a 12-week class or a 10-week class. I don't remember what it is. It's got to be 10, huh? So things are moving very fast. There's something due every week. It's busy, right? So you're going to spend your time. The way the class works is I have lecture videos, right? You watch them at your leisure, but of course there's one assigned for every day. All right. Well, I'm back again. Oh, here you go. And this is our first. This will be, see, they mark unit one, the actual 2, class, three, right? So four, I hope you're all still here after watching the welcome video and reviewing this. Coincides with the units and the syllabus and the schedule for the class, right? So you'll watch each of these for each subject. Open up. I'm gonna get out of here now, but that's how you get there, is right here. Some things move quicker than others, right? We have some units that are tougher and take a little longer. I gave you guys as much time as I could with each one, but you still have to cover a lot of material. So you're gonna be busy, all right? So that's the home page. This is the thing. So I'm going to walk you through the syllabus real quick. Hopefully it'll clear up what I'm saying. So, like I said, I'm Billy Holpen. I'm not on campus very often, so I do office hours through Zoom meetings. This is a standard time for office hours, and I know many of you probably can't get there at this time, so I'm more than happy to do everything by appointment. I meet with people. I'm fairly flexible, more than fairly flexible. Anyway, this is the link to office hours. If you're going to come on Monday, if you're planning on coming on a Monday, then you better let me know. And the best way to communicate with me is through email and Canvas. So that way you don't get lost in all the other emails I get from Delta, which is quite a bit. They're a little email crazy over here. So if you use the Canvas inbox and then email, you got a better chance of getting a response. I typically respond within 24 hours or less. So that's it. This is for office hours. And like I said, I've set office hours, but And rarely do people come at the set time, and I'm always meeting with people at other times. So don't worry about it. Feel free to email me questions, and we can set up a meeting and whenever we have to. There's really no textbook required for this. I did use most of the materials. It came from this book right here. This book is is much more complex than the book I used to use and make people buy. So I broke it down. So my notes and my PowerPoints are much simpler than the book, but feel free to look at the book if you want to. Right? Then this book is in library reserve. Right? This is the book I used to use. It's very simple. Because it's in library reserve, you have to come to the campus to see it and look at it. But if you want to look at something, you can also buy this online, sometimes for like $5. And all the units, like the work that's in the units, are all in this book, right? So too, right? So statistics are statistics. The books are symbols differ, some things differ, but for the most part. But this book is very simple to read, very easy to read. This link goes to the Internet Archive, and it's kind of weird. I just want to let you know. Sometimes it lets me look at the book, but yesterday when I was trying to look at the book and check the link, it was not. It's available, but only limited to see. So unfortunately, but you can try it and see what happens. But I think now they took it. They reduced your access to the book. It used to be free for 2 weeks. So. All right. You're going to need a calculator. All it really needs to do is square roots. So, 99-cent store, sometimes they even giving them away at Office Depot. You can find them very cheap. All right. You don't need anything expensive. Don't get anything too complicated. All right. You need to do the work. This link is for student support services. So technology, book counseling, disabled student services, all kinds of food pantry, anything you need should be on here, right? So this is for all the things you may need outside of class. All right. And then this is from the catalog. This is the course objectives, learning objectives. I take care of that part, so you don't really need to worry, hopefully, right? And then this is more about what you want to know about, right? So as I said, we have 5 units. Each unit gets a worksheet, a project, and an exam, right? So, and this is how it works. So there's 5 worksheets, 50 points each, 250 points. 5 projects, 250 points each, 250 points. 5 exams, 100 points each, 500 points, right? And then there is the opportunity for extra credit, and I'll talk about this a little bit more, for 50 points, right? This is very important. No late assignments will be accepted. I want you to know. Assignments open on Sunday at midnight, like Sunday morning, first thing, 12:01 or whatever in the morning. And they're available until 11:59 on Friday. As many of you do, you wait for the last minute and try to do it Friday evening, and I get emails saying I had to work overtime. My internet went out. It doesn't matter to me. If you decided to wait until Friday night, that's your gamble. If something happens, something happens. Why you chose to do that instead of using the 100+ hours prior to that to get your work done is up to you. But it's not up to me, and it's not my problem. You made a choice to wait to the last minute, and sometimes that choice costs you. But unless it's a real emergency, then I'm not going to give any extensions. If you do talk to me ahead of time that something is happening during the week and you're going to need an extension, you need to talk to me ahead of time. But don't email me Friday night. Don't email me Saturday morning, Monday morning, anything like that. Okay? Just letting you know, you got plenty of time, 6 days to complete assignment. So I don't accept late. That's what this says. Basically, right, we went through all the points. So this is really simple how it works. I don't do plus and minus grades. I do A, B, C, D, F. That's it. And so this is it. This is how the score breaks down. You need these points. So you need at least 700 points to get a C, right? Anything below that doesn't help you very much. I mean, a D will get you credit, but it's not going to get you transferable credit if that's what you're looking for. Right. So, all right. And then this is the schedule, right? It says tentative schedule because things change. And that's what we're going to do. So here, first class meeting, you're going to go through these assignments and you're going to look at the video for unit 1. And you're going to do your worksheet is due that week, right? Like I said, there's a fast moving class. Something's due every week. The following week, on 25th, you're going to have to take your exam for Unit 1. Unit 1 is the simplest. It's all about definitions and symbols and some really lightweight stuff, right? It's just the basics. What is here, though, is, and I'll show you in the modules in a minute, all right? And that's the way it works. After the exam, right, your exam is due. The following week, you start looking at the videos for Unit 2, and your project from Unit 1 is due. And there's a video about the projects, okay, and how to do that and what's the best approach to that. And we can go, I can show you that, but it's on the button, right? It's in there with the button. So that's how it works, right? Unit 2, right? Then the next week is spring break, but you still have work to do. I'm sorry, like, so you can continue watching. Hopefully you finish the video and your worksheet's due at the end of that week, right? You have an assignment for spring break. And on, right? And like I said, then the exam, the project, worksheet, exam, project, that's the way it goes. And then these are the units you should, these are the units you should be viewing, right? And I'll show you what else is in there. So that's how that works, right? And we'll get to the assignment page and all that in a minute. Here's Delta policies for time. I'm not going to read you all that. That's all on you, okay? There is a learning contract. So let's go to the assignments. There's a student learning contract. This is, and unfortunately, I don't have the best thing yet, but anyway. Your job is to download this, sign it, and upload it again, right? And basically what this is saying is that, I don't know why, on campus, so this is taking longer, I guess. I don't know. Basically what this is saying, it has a bunch of statements saying you read the syllabus, you understand the syllabus, you know how the class works, and see if we can get this. There we go. So, right, you read all this, basically that's what it says. You sign it and date it and send it back to me. And basically what it tells me is you understand how the class works and now it's your responsibility. Do your part. And this lays out my part and your part in a sense. Okay. Don't, like, I know this is not it. Download it, sign it, whatever, sign it electronically. Don't send me, like, if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. If you stay in the class, I'm still holding you to this, right? Standard. So, but your job is to sign it, okay? And that's that's the first week, right? And then this worksheet, all right? So the worksheets are all mounted, and they're graded automatically. However, when you get to these questions where you have to do the computations, and this is easier stuff, I review all that. So I know you get a grade right away when you submit your thing, but I look at everything to see where I can give you partial credit, maybe if you got the wrong answer, if your answer's off by a few decimal points, all those kind of things. So I do you get a lot, most people end up getting some credit after I review the assignment. The assignments due on Friday, I typically review them by Monday. You'll have the updated grades. Okay. So you got the worksheet, right? You have all your worksheets, all your projects, and all your exams. Same things with the exams. I go through and look at them all and grade the questions that need process. Otherwise, it's all multiple choice. But like I said, when you have to do computations, I can only put in so many answers. If your answer is off by a little bit, I typically give everybody credit, right? So, like I said, if you see it on Friday and you're not happy, wait until Monday until you see an updated grade. Okay? So that's all your assignments. This is how you get them. Right? Here's your start dates, your due dates, right? In the syllabus, it tells you when it's due. You get access to it on Sunday, and you have to have it in by Friday. We've discussed all that, so we're not going to do that anymore. Okay? Now, we're going to go to the modules, and this is a little bit more. I'm still building this one. So don't worry about it. You'll see it. And so there's a little letter. It talks about me, a little bio they want. Here's your syllabus again. And here's a bunch of tables that you're going to be using throughout the course. The tables are also into the unit, right? So there's also this module, right? It's syllabus, tables, etc., and put stuff in there. This is unit 1. You have one for every unit. And so the tables are also included in the unit that they belong to, but then they're just here because they are. Because I labeled the tables, I felt I had to put them in. Anyway, this is what I want you to look at for Unit 1. There is nothing to turn in here, but I need you to look through this. If you don't understand any of this, then you need to talk to me right away, right? Because this is the basic math. The orders of operations, fractions, percentages, square roots, exponents, all those things. This is what you need to know to be able to do the rest of the class. So if there's anything here that you don't understand, ask me right away. Please. Like, I know some of you have math anxiety. Some of you just think this is easier than Math 12, which it's not. But I can get you through this class. I can get you through this class if you ask for help as soon as you need it. If you wait and you're buried, I can't help you, right? I can help you, but it may not get you through the class. So come right away. So this is the first thing. Review this and make sure you understand those basic concepts. Right? Then here's some notes. Here's the notes I use for my lecture. I give you written notes, right? And I'm also going to have a PowerPoint for this. It's not in the unit. It's not in the thing. So we look at this. And like I said, this is really simple. Unit 1 is the simplest one, right? So let me go back. So those are my notes that I used for the lecture for Unit 1. Here's a list of definitions, right? Terms and things that you're going to hear in the class. It is not complete. I'm constantly adding it to it. So, you may hear something in the class and come back here and not see it. If that happens, please let me know and I will gladly add it. Okay. The same thing with this. This is a list of all of symbols that you're going to see throughout the class during the functions, right? Like, we do algebra, but this isn't the algebra where it's like one train's running 60 miles an hour and one train's running 40 miles an hour and one starts in Buffalo and one starts in Syracuse, and when are they going to cross paths? That's not the kind of thing. You get everything you need to solve for one thing. So there's nothing that confusing. It's really much simpler than any of that, right? So don't worry about that. But there is algebra. You have to solve for something. You have to get an answer. These are the symbols that you're going to see, and like the definitions, this is a growing, evolving thing. So just so you know, but this is for you to go back and reference. Okay. And here's a little document about scoring intervals. So, and you'll understand more about that, right? About how to set up interval tables and frequency tables and that. Okay. So that's how it works. There's another one, right? So here I give you my note, like in Unit 3, and I'm going to add a PowerPoint right here. I just updating it right now, so it's not here right now. But all of these things I keep saying will be finished by the time you get here. I have my notes. But I also have PowerPoints, which are probably much clearer than my notes. You need some music behind. Maybe I can open it that way. There you go. So this is like all the things all the formulas you're gonna hear about in the video for. And so there's some samples, right? Samples, this is how we did it. I'll walk you through some examples. Right, so that's better, okay? Hopefully. I don't know what that is. Okay, so anyway, here it is, right? And you can see it, you'll see it better on your screen. I'm not gonna go through it, right? We're nowhere near there. I don't wanna scare you, right? So those are the PowerPoints, and like I said, there'll be one here for Unit 2 when I'm done. And then here's the tables we talked about you needing, and you'll see this once you know the video, you see the video, you'll understand more. So that's how everything works. And all the information you need should be here. If you come across something you think should be added here, please come and tell me. All right, so that's all the announcements, assignments. And then, of course, your grades will be here. I'm not going to leave this open, right? Because you should need to see everything. But, right, your grades are here. You know how that works. You see your own only, of course, right? I see everybody's. Online tutoring. Let me see. Online tutoring. Here we go. Social studies and humanities. You come down here. Right? And here we are in Psych 2. So this is online, right? And there's also live tutoring at the tutoring center, but Mondays, 1 to 7 and 11 to 6, right? Different things. So you is Roy, okay? And there you go. But some of you may be in Psych 70. I don't even think they don't have tutoring for that, which is basically a tutoring class for this. So this is live, and this is all live, I guess. I'm sorry. This is all because there's no asterisks. There is no Zoom meeting. So this is all in the library, or the tutoring center. I'm sorry, the tutoring center. Okay, but if you need tutoring, that's the place to go. All right. And there's a link for this in the welcome letter, and I'll post it up here in the thing. But at any rate, all right. I think that's about it. That should get you through the class, like I said, and everything you need. You can access all of this stuff. Oh, you know what? Oh, I didn't do it. In the welcome letter, which I can't show you because I needed this link to add to the welcome letter, so I didn't post it. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. At any rate, there's a link to Canvas Help, right? If you go over here, but I put this link in, right? Here's your link to Canvas. right? Here's some FAQs. Here you can search for stuff. You can ask the whole community. You can ask users. This is for 24-hour support for Canvas, right? There's a few other things in here. So this is students help and services 24 hours. Ask me a question. Email me. Just email me, okay, if you have any questions. Ask the Canvas community for help, like I showed you. And that's about all you need. There's other older stuff down here. Much of it's for instructors. But for you, this is the most important piece, okay? What else? I think, I don't know. I don't think I need to go back in here, but I'm pretty sure that covers everything I wanted to cover today. Again, welcome to the class. If there's any questions, like I said, please email me. AP. Certainly like within 24. I may not respond on the weekends. I'm like other people. I do get some time off. But even then, I usually, it's on my phone. If I'm sitting around, I might answer. Okay? So, good luck. And like I said, ask for help right away. If you need it, I can get you through this class. Okay. That should do it. Thank you.